I woke up this morning to a report that the Dodgers, yes, the Dodgers are now favorites to sign Aaron Judge, and it might not make a lot of sense to some of you because they already have Mookie Betts, who is an MVP right fielder. Well, apparently the plan is they are going to move MVP right fielder Mookie Betts to second base because he's played there before. They're going to sign Aaron Judge to play right field in replacement of Mookie Betts, so they're going to have multiple MVPs on one team. I think that's Freddie Freeman, Mookie Betts, did Clayton Kershaw win an MVP, Aaron Judge. That's 4 MVPs, 5 if you include Cody Bellinger. So a lot of people are asking the question, if this actually happens, how is that fair for the rest of Major League Baseball? How are small market teams supposed to compete? Well, fun fact for you guys, did you know that San Diego is considered a small market? But the difference between San Diego and, let's say, the Cleveland Guardians, did you know that the Cleveland Guardians are owned by a billionaire? So you could make the argument that the Guardians could invest as much money as the Padres, but they choose not to because their owner refuses to. So it's getting kind of annoying as a Guardians fan because we could be as good as the other teams instead of just relying on prospect hunting and making good trades. The Guardians could spend just as much money as the Yankees or the Giants, but they don't do so because the owner refuses to. So at some point we have to kind of get over ourselves. Small market teams are allowed to spend money as well. So the Dodgers going for Aaron Judge, it just kind of makes sense because they've always done that. So without further ado, let's go ahead and talk about the 5 favorites to sign Aaron Judge. I'm not sure if these are the 5 best landing spots, but these are my 5 teams that are in the best position to sign Aaron Judge. And the first one, we'll get out the way, the Dodgers. They have the capital. They can move Mookie Betts to second base because he is a plus defender no matter where you put him. Now, they do have a luxury tax issue because anytime you go over $230 million in payroll, you get taxed. They paid more in luxury taxes. I think they paid $47 to $50 million in luxury taxes last season, which is more than the Pirates, the Orioles, and the A's spent on their entire 26-man roster. So it doesn't act as a full-blown salary cap, but it tries to disincentivize rich owners from spending a lot of money. Again, every single owner in baseball could have this issue, but most of them choose not to because they'd rather make money. Aaron Judge is from California. He lives there, but he lives closer to the Bay Area, so we'll talk about the Giants in just a moment, but he's from California. The Dodgers, they could shave about $120 million in payroll if Justin Turner opts out, if they let go of Cody Bellinger and other contracts like Danny Duffy. So the Dodgers, they're in position. I hate to say it, but they are. Now, we just brought up the fact that Aaron Judge is from California, and more specifically, a place close to San Francisco. He would be a perfect fit for the Giants, in my opinion. So the Giants, their payroll last year was about $160 million. Now, let's say they would have had Aaron Judge in 2022. They would have had a payroll about $200 million, right? That makes sense. But going into 2023, they only have $93 million committed for their payroll because guys like Carlos Rodon and other people, they're most likely going to opt out and try and get more money. So they have a bunch of free funds. They have a decent, at best, farm system. I'm still a believer in Elliot Ramos. They have Marco Luciano. So when we talk about guys having down seasons, aka Brandon Crawford and Mike Yastrzemski, you have players that can instantly replace them in Marco Luciano, one of the top prospects in baseball. He plays shortstop, and you can plug in Aaron Judge to play right field. I'm not saying that Mike is completely washed, but Aaron Judge, Mike Yastrzemski, they're not close. Now, obviously, we have to talk about the team that is most likely to resign him, in my opinion, the New York Yankees. This makes way too much sense, unless your argument is that the money could be spent on other players, like a multitude of players, as opposed to spending $40 million on one guy. I guess you could kind of compare it to pants or jeans. Would you rather have an expensive pair of jeans that's going to last you longer? Or you could go to Ross. Also, I am not putting down people who shop at Ross. I also shop there. I got my baseball cleats there. But let's face it, if you spend $100 on jeans, those jeans are probably going to last you longer than $10 pair of jeans. So I guess the argument is quantity over quality. Which one do you take? Now, I guess if the multitude of players include Brandon Nimmo, Trey Turner, and Jacob deGrom, yeah, you would probably want to have Aaron Judge walk because those 3 additions are going to be better than one single player who, quite frankly, wasn't very good in the postseason and hasn't been in the past. I just don't think that the Yankees are going to go out there and sign 3 superstar players. In my opinion, they are the favorites right now because Aaron Judge will become the 16th captain for the Yankees. I think the last time that we had a captain, it was Derek Jeter back in 2003, but there have been 15 of them. Judge will be 16. He's going to get $40 million. And one thing that no one is talking about, him playing 81 games a year in Yankee Stadium does nothing but add to his Hall of Fame resume. He started late in terms of being called up. I think he was 25, 26 years old when he was a rookie. So the fact that he has boosting his stats essentially playing in Yankee Stadium. Again, that all but enhances his Hall of Fame credentials, and the Yankees have a deep farm system, in my opinion. Anthony Volpe, Oswald Peraza, Austin Wells. It could be really good in the future, not just good, but young as well. Now, the final two teams that we're going to talk about, teams 4 and 5, I don't think that it's going to happen. But with everything being said, if Aaron Judge did in fact sign with the Red Sox or the final team, honestly, it would make sense. So the reports are that the Red Sox are talking to Rafael Devers right now about an extension anywhere from 6 to 7 years. So Aaron Judge going to the Red Sox would be the cherry on top. I don't think that's going to happen. However, the right field position for the Red Sox has been kind of an albatross, a hole, if you want to call it that, because JBJ was one of the more horrific hitters in baseball last year. Christian Arroyo, yeah, this happened to him multiple times. Again, I think there's a 5% chance that this happens because Aaron Judge, he strikes me as a loyal first guy, so I don't feel like he's going to cross that line, go from the Yankees to the Red Sox. But nowadays, going into 2023, I feel like the Yankees actually have a rivalry with the Astros, even more so than the Red Sox. But then again, the rivalry, Red Sox, Yankees, it's so rich, it's so deep that I don't know if you can really toe the line between, oh, it makes sense because they have a hole there, and strategic-wise, Aaron Judge going to the Red Sox, it does fill a necessity. No, it's just Aaron Judge going to the enemy. That is the narrative that is going to get spun, and there's no way around it. So Red Sox, to me, are out. And the final team that we're going to talk about, 2 words I have for you guys. Uncle Steve. Yes, Steve Cohen, the owner of the Mets. He is the richest owner, I believe, in sports. He is a multi-billionaire, and he will not stop spending until all of the chips are at the center of the table, and he has spent every single last penny on acquiring the best talent in Major League Baseball. Yes, you would probably have to let Brandon Nimmo walk, but you have Starling Marte, who is quite capable of playing a great defensive outfield, whether it's left field, center field, right field, even at the ripe age of 34, 35 years old. So you have Marte in center field, you have Judge in right field. DeGrom is going to want $35 to $40 million to come back, probably $45 million, making more than Max Scherzer. So you have 3 guys between Scherzer, DeGrom, and Judge making $40+ million, even with the help of Steve Cohen, Uncle Steve himself. I don't think that's possible, right? But between the 5 teams that we mentioned today, the Dodgers, the Giants, the Yankees, the Red Sox, and the Mets, who do you believe is in the driver's seat to sign Aaron Judge? And if you're Aaron Judge, which team do you think has the brightest future and also the deepest pockets? So you have to consider future, you have to consider Hall of Fame stats, you have to consider everything. So Aaron Judge has a lot at stake. Then again, he's going to be a very rich man, so maybe that's all he cares about. But to me, as a baseball fan, I feel like he has loftier ideas in mind than just grabbing the bag and running. I really think that Aaron Judge wants to be a pantheon player. He wants to put up the stats, and he wants rings on his fingers. To me, the Yankees, they can make that happen, but Brian Cashman has to drop the ego. He has to get over himself, and to me, maybe they replace him because Cashman's contract is up. But let me know what you guys think. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.
The goal is still to remain a Yankee, as you've expressed in the past.
Yeah, I've been clear about that, since I first wore the pinstripes, but, we couldn't get something done before spring training, and, I'm a free agent. We'll see what happens.